Hey, so today I was just thinking about censorship and bad words and why we make people stop using them and try to tell people how to speak. We're going through such a censorship issue right now, worldwide, but especially here in America. We've always censored sex and promote violence. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, if we promoted sex and promoted love, and they're two separate things, but in the same category. If we promoted that stuff, I think we'd be a far better nation than if we promoted violence and killing and hate the way that we do. War is so glorified in this country. It's interesting. It's interesting that we ban weed and we promote alcohol, that we ban sex and we promote violence. Like, what are we doing? When we really take a step back, what are we doing to the kids growing up in this country? Like, what message are we sending to them? Like, what are they learning from us? It's kind of fucked if you think about it. And honestly, I think the problem with where we're at right now with our communication towards one another, us working as a society, us getting things better, and being on the same track is that we make words off limits and we tell people you can't do things and you can't say things, and it makes people feel restricted and then pissed off. I think there needs to be a balance between people wanting to be respectful of others and kind of considering and empathizing for everyone around them in a society, even if you don't believe the same things or value the same things, you can still appreciate and respect one another. And I think when you have that, you'll realize you don't need to use words to hurt people, but you can use words to describe situations, to relate to different generations. I mean, honestly, words are just tools. Words are tools for communication, and we're putting these limitations on them, and it's really hurting our communication process. We're not growing. We need to take words that have bad meanings. Every different minority group has a slur. Every single one. From women to Jews to blacks to gays to obese to people in wheelchairs. And honestly, when these words are used out of hate, yes, of course they're received that way. When I'm called a faggot and it's directed at me, it hurts. But when somebody says, look at that faggot, I take that differently. It's not at me. I'm not digesting it the same way. And I get that for every single minority group that has these slurs. You digest it a different way when it's being directed at you versus when somebody's talking about a descriptive or maybe describing a group of people or one person or how somebody's acting. I mean, that's the part that I think we should keep. The descriptives. We can say, oh my god, that's so gay. Because maybe it is. And I love saying that's so gay. I also love calling people faggots. I'm aware that not everyone's a faggot. I call women faggots. I told my cousin to calm her tits at a family reunion and everybody got up in arms. Am I really trying to be vulgar and aggressive with my cousin? No. I mean, I want people to understand my words are coming. I'm coming from a thoughtful place. As a comedian, I'm thinking about ways that are jarring and that will be provocative and that will get conversation flowing. And sometimes I'm just bored. Sometimes I'm just bored and I want to spark some sort of fantastic into a conversation because I can't be beige. Beige is so boring. Don't come at me with beige. Talk to me. And if you need to use the word nigger or if you need to use the word dyke, do it. Talk to me. Be a real human being. But if you're going to sit there and call someone I love those words, or if you're going to try to make me feel bad and direct hate at me with those words, then we're on a different path and then we're going to have a different kind of conversation. So I'm trying to relate an idea here that yes, there are bad words and yes, they exist, but not all words have to be bad. And it's okay to take a bad word and make it a good word. It's okay to take a bad word and change the meaning. That's okay to do. We don't have to be stuck on this whole Victorian, nope, can't say that kind of mentality. Like, grow up, think for yourself. Use the words you need to use and do it in a thoughtful manner. Don't be an asshole. Understand you're speaking with other people. If you're a person who is getting called a certain name or a certain slur all the time, take that word Think about it, digest it. What is it doing to you when it hits you, when somebody calls you that? What is it doing to you? What's happening in your head? And then discover like things you could do that show you, you know what? That's not me. That's not me. They're projecting an image of who they think I am onto me, but it's not me. You don't want to be something you're not, and that's why you get so mad. When somebody calls you a faggot or when somebody says, you're a nigger, that makes you mad because you're not that. You're not that thing. That's not the whole thing that describes all of you. And that's what makes you upset. And if you can realize that, you take the power out of that word. And honestly, my promoting the use of words isn't to say, let's go around calling each other all these slurs and saying them. No, it's the opposite. I want people to realize that using those should never be at someone. It can help describe a situation, or it can help to talk about and get a conversation going about history. We can learn from our past. We can grow and become a better future if we like take the time to realize how bad we used to be. But when we cover it up and don't talk about it, we're not getting anywhere. We need to discuss why these things were bad and flip the meaning. Flip the meaning. Make it a good thing. Make it a provocative thing. Make it something we're going to learn from. Be creative. Like, don't just, go at somebody and call them a bunch of racial slurs. That doesn't get you anywhere. You did nothing. You just perpetuated hate. But take that word, think about that word, do something better with your words. That's kind of my message. And I mean, I don't want to offend anybody by saying certain words. I understand that speaking these words has implications, and you have to be able to take responsibility for the words you use. All I'm saying is be more thoughtful about censorship. Don't make everyone shut up, because if we don't have anybody speaking up, no one will. And that's bad too. So just keep your mind on the prize, okay? Think more. All right, cool. Have a good whatever day it is that you're watching this. Awesome. Talk to you tomorrow.